Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here, and welcome to Triumph Tuesday. We are at Baxter Cycle in Marnie, Iowa, and look what we've got today. This is an absolutely gorgeous Triumph Bonneville T120. So what is this? Well, it's a 1200cc single overhead cam, 8 valve. It's got a single overhead cam, but it's got 4 valves per cylinder, and it's kind of an interesting setup. It's still a shim system for the valves, but it's got the single cam with a rocker arm with a kind of a fork thing on it. Really cool. Makes it easier to adjust them. It's fuel injected, but it's got these carburetor looking things on there. They're not carburetors, but they look like carburetors. They kind of look like the old monoblocks from a mall. Very neat looking. It's got a 270-degree crank, so it's got that, the womp womp sound. Compression ratio is 10:1, which means you can use good gas, good old regular pump gas. And the power, this is kind of an interesting one. 79 horsepower, 77 foot-pounds of torque. It's 105 newton meters. This is the HP high power motor, but I think it is. Let's look. Yes, but the torque starts right at the bottom, right over idle. Just very amazing. So all the power is really in a usable range. Very, it's all right there, right where you want it, you know. So plenty of what you need. Of course, it's got a 6-speed transmission with an assist clutch. And I'm not sure what an assist clutch means, but the Triumphs that I've ridden, I don't think I've driven the T120, but I've ridden the other 1200s with the same engine. Very smooth transmission. The Street Master, I drove that and I was just fell in love with it. Just amazing how the transmission worked on it. Excuse me. Coming up here, it's got 100 by 90 18 on the front. The rear tire is a 150 by 70 17. What's interesting about this, the tire thing, is these are aluminum rims, so they're super lightweight. They got a really good look. You know, they're spoked, of course. Kind of looks like the classic hub, you know, from the days gone by, even though there are these gigantic dual disc brakes on there. They're 310 millimeter Brembo twin pistons. It's a fixed caliper. I'm sorry, it's a fixed disc with a floating caliper, but they're known to have excellent brakes. The guy, these motorcycles are absolutely amazing. And on the back is a 255 millimeter. But again, excellent brakes. These bikes are known for having their excellent brakes. Seat height on something like this, 31.1 inches. That's 790 millimeters. And that's one of the trademarks of these motorcycles. They feel very low. You know, 31 inches sounds high, but when you sit on this bike, it's so narrow that it just feels like there's nothing there. I've got a 30-inch inseam, and pushing it around in here, there's just nothing. It was just very, very easy. I would have guessed the seat to be 30 inches or less. Wheelbase is 57.1 inches. That's 1,450 millimeters. And I mean, look at that. And I'm not sure what the ground clearance is, but it seems a substantial amount. Fuel is 3.8 gallons. That's 14.5 liters. And wet weight, and I find this hard to believe, I always do, 520 pounds. That's 236 kilograms. Now, like I said, I pushed this from the other end over yonder over to here, and I think it pushed easier than my T100. I've got a T100 that weighs 500 pounds, and I think the center of mass must simply be lower. Pushed very well, very easily. Other things to note about it, it's got a 10,000 mile service interval, so 10,000 mile between valve adjustments. Warranty is 24 months, unlimited mileage, I believe. It's got 24 months with roadside assistance on new bikes. And the 2023 comes in this stock form. It comes in a chrome model. It comes in a black. This is the Triumph Black right here. I think that is a 2023. Very good looking if you like that kind of thing. And they also come in a black gold line. And I don't know if we have one of those here. But, oh yeah, we do, right here. This is a 2022 black gold line. Look at that. Very nice looking motorcycle. Okay, back over here to this bike. So what stands out to me about this particular motorcycle is its classic lines. Absolutely good looking motorcycle. Dead reliable, ultra smooth. One thing about Triumphs, when I first started coming here, I didn't realize this about Triumph, but the smoothness of the gassing is just amazing. Whatever they do to, when they do that, you know, the fueling, the mapping, whenever they do that, Triumph does it ×2 or ×3 because it's simply the best as far as that goes. I love the looks. It's got the bulbous tank, the chrome bars, the beautiful gauges. If you look at the old Bonnevilles, you'll see something similar to this. I've got some videos on some of those, but isn't that just gorgeous? Turn that on. It's got a water overheat temperature. It's got ABS light, engine light, neutral light. Looking over here, we've got the odometer. This particular motorcycle is exactly 10,000 miles on it. This is the information button over here. Trip 1, trip 2, miles per gallon. Now this says miles per gallon, 58 miles, 58.4. That's amazing if it gets that. And then the clock, and then traction control on or off. You can turn that on or off. And then back to the odometer. On this side it's the fuel gauge, and I'm guessing that's range to empty right there, 90 miles. Isn't that just a really pretty system there? Just absolutely gorgeous. And then if you look at, I'll turn that off. If you look at this, so we've got the flash to pass light over here, information button, cruise control. This bike has one-touch cruise, a horn, and the blinkers. And by the way, blinkers on Triumphs are the smoothest. I've got years of experience, trust me on that one. Over here is kill switch, mode button, and the hazard lights. Let's push that and see what happens. Nothing. Maybe the bike has to be running for that to work. Okay, clutch lever over here is adjustable for throw. Same thing with the brake lever. Adjustable for throw. You can adjust the distance right here. It's got these beautiful ends on the grips. I love these Triumph mirrors. My T100 has mirrors similar to that, and they're rock solid, absolutely perfect. But look at that. It's got the everything Triumph looking from the old days. You know, it looks like it's fin, but it's liquid cooled. It's got the Triumph heart. This looks like the old pre-unit transmission, but it's actually excuse me, but it's actually a chain cover, and I think the brake fluid reservoir is underneath there. The pea shooter pipes, you know, just gorgeous motorcycle. Of course, the classic flat seat. It's got a little bit of a hump to it here. Those kind of seats, I grew up on those kind of seats, and when I got my T100, first I had it, I thought, oh, this is terrible. The second day I had it, I just fell in love with it, and I think it's the best seat ever. My bike looks similar to that bike right there, but you can move forward, backwards. You get all kinds of room. It's just a big, you know, it's a fancy thing. I love the paint on these Triumphs, top notch. Got the rubber on the side of the tank. Just everything about this is just beautiful. Of course, here's the rear end. Me gusta mucho. I could ride a bike like this all day long. If it wasn't winter, we would. But anyway, hey, if you're interested in something like this, get yourself over to Baxter Cycle. Check out all their Triumphs here. And come back next week for Triumph Tuesday, and we'll see what we got. Get out there and ride, my friends. Wahoo.